All right, welcome back. We're here for the second episode of the Bay Ragni Show today. We're live. I'm here with my new friend, and we were just having a little laugh about the business and Mr. Robin McAuley. And I was just telling him how I mixed things up last week. And I was sitting here and I was saying it couldn't be Robin because I never heard a bad word about Robin. I heard Robin's the nicest guy in the business.
Oh, I heard lots of bad words.
Oh, stop it.
But it's good to be here. And thanks for your patience and your understanding. And hello, everybody.
Thank you. So, all right, a couple little quick questions I got to ask before we get into the whole Black Swan thing. The first one is, now I'm an Italian guy from the South Philadelphia area, so naturally, like, Rocky is, he's the icon of us Italians from South Philly. Right. So what's it like? How you doing? What's it like to be singing "Eye of the Tiger" with Survivor?
Wow. Nerve-wracking.
Come on.
Nerve-wracking. Well, I'll tell you how I started. A very, very short story. I first met Frankie Sullivan probably in around 94, and we got put together to write some songs. We ended up writing a whole record. And we couldn't sell it for love nor money, Wow. And of course the whole industry was changing around 94, 95, that sort of stuff. And there was, it was more of the same. Nobody wanted to buy that sort of stuff. Anyway, it eventually got released in Japan as a solo record called Business as Usual for me. Okay. Simply because Frankie goes, put it out as a solo record. And of course, when I put my solo record out last year, people are going, well, dude, it's not like you're like busy putting out solo records because you only ever did one before. And I went through the whole explanation of, hey, it really was never recorded as a solo record. But point in case, when Frankie and I were working together on that, Frankie said to me, come join Survivor. And I went, no. I'm going to join Survivor. And I go through. It's a good story. He says, and I said, Survivor's a pop band. I want to be in a rock band. And he goes, no, it's not. It's a rock band. So, all of those years later, I was getting these emails from Frankie, and my wife would say, hey, did you ever get back to Frankie? And I went, nah, I know what he wants. So I ended up going into Chicago, and I spent a weekend in Chicago. And I learned all of these songs. And then 4 days later, out of nowhere, I'm suddenly out in front of about 20,000 people, together with Eddie Money, singing a Survivor show. And of course, you can't just walk out and go, well, here's the guy singing Eye of the Tiger. And everybody's going, right. No, it's not. Right. And it's I can sing Eye of the Tiger, but if you're listening to Eye of the Tiger as a Survivor fan, is it the version that you want to hear?
Right?
Is it my fault? It's not my fault. And so I can't remember exactly, but I think about a month later, Frankie calls and he goes, "Hey, we've been invited to perform on Dancing with the Stars." This brings me to how does it feel to sing Eye of the Tiger?
There you go.
So here we are at CBS Studios in Hollywood, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm singing Eye of the Tiger live. And the camera guys are looking at me going, dude, this is awesome. I can't even speak at 10 o'clock in the morning. And of course, all they're doing is getting camera angles and positions and where the band is going to be. And then, of course, come, I don't know what time, 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, it's time to get out there now. And
right.
And it's the cameras are, the green lights on. And I always remember the what did they call themselves? The set production manager.
Okay.
She comes up to me. And she whispers in my ear, she goes, 5 minutes. And she goes, by the way, and right across the hallway at CBS Studios is American Idol. Right? So there's place is just is buzzing. It's buzzing, right? And she comes up and she whispers in my ear and she goes, "No pressure, but Dancing with the Stars just took the #1 slot of viewers. We have like 86 million viewers. Go for it." And now you walk out. Now ask me that same question.
Wow.
How do you feel about seeing Eye of the Tiger? And I was the only one live. So we have to sing the track because it's too much to wheel off and wheel on. But
wow.
The track's running and you know, and I'm going, "I want my mommy." Yeah. So you know, you have to put the big boy pants on, and you're trying to forget that there's like 86 million viewers going, "This dude sucks." And it was a great version, and the dancers had donned capes, like a boxing attire, the gloves, and it was just phenomenal. I mean, it's on YouTube, you can see it.
And, I watched it, yeah.
And yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Yeah. And I mean, how many times did I sing it? I don't know, a lot, over 5 6 years, a lot of times. And you'd be absolutely floored at the response every time, because you know that song's been around for so many years and people still love it. It's just absolutely amazing. And when that riff kicks in on the intro, you're going, there is no mistaking what's coming.
I got chills talking about it.
Oh, unbelievable. And then, of course, you know, I did Raiding the Rock Vault in Las Vegas right up to the pandemic for the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a major feature in the show.
Wow.
And we performed about 1,500 shows. So I guess I sang it 1,500 times just with Raiding the Rock Vault. Wow. Yeah, in addition to 5 or 6 years with Survivor. So
what's going on Raiding the Rock Vault? Are you guys coming back, or?
So the story is May or June.
Okay.
They are planning to open the doors again and get back to rocking it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned you know, you kept getting emails from Frankie and you knew what he wanted. It's going to lead to my next question. So when you get that call or email from Michael Schenker, do you say, "Uh-oh, what does he want?"
Yeah, well, you kind of know what he wants. and you know, I'm even though we just have Black Swan out right now,
right?
I'm working on my follow-up solo record. You know, I did one last year, Standing on the Edge. Now I'm all the songs are done for the second one, and so I'm figuring out my schedule of when I can start recording. Then I get an email from Schenker's camp telling me that Ronnie Romero can't do the last 5 shows in Europe. I think there was 3 in Spain and 2 in Italy. Can you jump in? So now I'm shuffling and I'm saying yes. And no sooner do I commit to that, there's a couple of days pass, and then I get another email saying, Ronnie can't do the whole tour. Can you do the whole tour?
Wow.
So suddenly I'm doing the whole European tour. And yesterday, I think Michael just posted the US dates, of which there are a lot. But Ronnie has committed. Ronnie has committed to that. And so you know,
I could see you later in the year.
Yeah, you may. I don't know. I think Ronnie will be good. He's got a lot of stuff going on, and he's great. I love him. He's awesome. And it's Michael Schenker's 50th anniversary. So, and it's a new record, and Ronnie's on the new record. It makes a lot more sense that the singer that's on the record is the one that's promoting it. You know, so point in case, you never know what drops out of the sky, and you just have to be ready to, you know,
answer the email,
to take off the blocks and just, you know, go with the flow and whatever. Huge amount of stuff to learn, of course, because I have a lot of stuff to do. But you know, feast or famine. We just had 2 and something years of lockdown, so It's time to work.
Time to get back to work. That's it.
Time to work. Yeah, so, I thought I'd be out like planting roses or something.
No time to plant them. Only time to smell them now.
I know, and you must take time to smell the roses.
That's it. That's
very, very important. Yeah.
So a beautiful rose to smell is this whole Black Swan thing that you guys got going on. I mean, this truly is the definition of a super group. How did this? Was this another thing where you got an email?
I got a call from Jeff. And he goes, "Hey, Serafino, CEO of Frontiers, he wants me to put a super group together, and I know last year he wanted you to do a solo record, and you didn't do it because you were too busy." And he goes, "I already spoke to Reb Beach, and Reb did Tooth and Nail with Dawkins, so Reb's totally down for it." And he goes, "Please tell me you're down for it because I'm not talking to any other singers." And I said, "Well, you should always keep your options open, man." And so we insisted that he was the bass player, basically, quite simple. He didn't want to play bass. He wanted to be the co-writer and producer only. And Reb and I.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And Reb and I.
He didn't even want to be in it.
No, he didn't want to be in it. No, that was Reb and myself basically smacking him across the head and going, "Come on, dude," because he would co-write, the three of us, and then he would lay down a guide bass part, and we're going, "That's not a guide bass part. You don't play guide bass, Pilsen." I've known Jeff for 30 years. Jeff was my best man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's not just a friend; he's like family. So, and we have the best time in the studio. So, we kind of bludgeoned him a little bit. We didn't have to bludgeon him too much because he knew he was the guy for the job. And the writing was great. We were very excited about Shake the World. We got slam dunked with a pandemic. And then it comes around to Generation Mine, and he calls me and he goes, "I guess it's that time." And he said, "I just have to figure out my schedule with Rebs, and Reb will come back out here to California and we'll start the writing. And as soon as it does, we'll drop the stuff on your doorstep and off you go to the races." And that's kind of what they did. They dropped one and there was a break of a day or two. And then suddenly, bam, it was like 6 or 7 songs. And they're going, "Wah!" And it's my job to sit and work out melodies and lyrics and whatever. And then I come back to Jeff. And we sit and we tweak and we keep the good bits and stand up to the microphone, and the man steps right up to the microphone, and we lay it down. And there I say it, I think it's a better record than Shake the World. As we've moved on, it sounds really like a band, very cohesive, a very strong record, and we're digging it. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, we're digging it, we're loving it, and I hope everybody else likes it as much as we do. So,
I'm pretty sure I could have swore I saw you actually say somewhere that you felt like the whole probably about the first Black Swan album, that was like your personal favorite album of your career.
Yeah, somebody else said that to me. Go, "Didn't you say that?" And I'm going, everything you do, the last thing you did should be the best thing you ever did.
Right.
I think it should be anyway. And at that time, Shake the World was the last thing I did, and it was the best sounding record I ever did. I still think it's a great sounding record. I think it's one of the best vocal sounds I've ever had in a production sense. And Jeff is really good at that. And he goes, "I'm just going to make you sound like you, not processed, not all of that fairy dust." And he goes, "One thing about Black Swan that we like is it has that sort of live feel to it." And he goes, "If that's what you sound, I'm not going to hide it with compression and processors and all of that. So of course, there's a production, but it still sounds like you." And I went, because back when stuff had to have a certain sound, and
right.
And that's what we like about it. It's we sound like who we are, and so I did say that, and I'm saying it again. It's a great sounding record. Generation Man sounds like me. It's not. It's got a live feel to it. It's punchy and yeah. the last thing you did should be the best thing you ever did. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Now, the title track, Generation Mind, the first single and video, there's songs, I mean, for me personally, and tell me if you feel the same way, but there's, like Eye of the Tiger, there's songs that come across in your lifetime, and you just say to yourself, that is a perfect song. Like there's nothing, you know what I mean? You hear it, the ups and downs, the ebb and flows of it, just everything about it, and you can just feel it, and you don't get tired of it. And I feel that way about Generation Mind.
Thank you. I'll just digress a hair. I remember when we submitted the first few songs to Serafino from Shake the World, and he came back with this excited email, and he said, "Oh my God, if this was the 80s, I'd be buying you all a Ferrari." And yeah. I remember replying back to him, and I said, "Well, I guess a Ford Fiesta is going to have to be then." But in red, Jeff and Reb and myself, we just like melody, and we. I don't think we've ever discussed it openly. It's just the unspoken word. And when they give me this great music, I certainly feel the pressure of going, shh, I better not this up,
Right.
And so I'll sit and I'll work out what I think are good hook lines, good melodies. I'll come back to Jeff, and we might change a few things. And I think I had a different title on Generation Mind, and we had a great chorus, and we were just thinking, yeah, this is cool. And then Jeff said, I think we can do even better, And so we worked it up again, and he had this Generation Mind idea because of where I had written the lyrics on the verses, and he goes, Generation Mind would be great. And then we started sculpting another lyric around that, and it just, we were going, this is perfect. And then at the end of that, we went, what a great album title as well. And so, we make sure that the song gets what we think the song deserves, because at the end of the day, it's the song that matters,
Right.
And it sounds corny maybe, but at the end of the day, it is, and we smile and we get happy. We go, that's cool, dude. And then you move on to the next, and you go, okay, here's the next one, and we sort of treat everyone similarly. We get the best out of it. Don't overwork it. It's either there, or it's not, And again, when Reb had sent the music for the opening track, She Hides Behind. I was in a slump, and I'm going, I just don't know where to take this. And Reb was going, he was like humming this melody. He goes, don't you ever play this melody to anybody, right? He goes, and I said, no, dude, that sounds terrible, right? So I guess because of the humor that was involved with the writing of the thing, I started coming up with this. She's a fast communicator with an open carburetor, right? And it turned out to be, a hooker trucker song, It's true. And so I come back to Jeff, and he's going, oh, dude, no. And then it turns out to be the opening track in the record. He goes, I don't know where else we can put it. and it just works. Some things just work without, overthinking it, And I said, no, I don't want this to be the opening, because lyrically it's not one of my best lyrics, And Jeff said, well, I never thought we'd actually write a song about a hooker truck driver. And I said, well, here it is, And
will there be a video for that?
I don't know. But when Matt heard it, he goes, oh my God, dude, a fast communicator with an open carburetor. He goes, where the hell did you get that? He goes, that is just the best. So Matt's going, I love it. And I'm going, So every song takes on its own role, especially in the studio, because that's ultimately where we're going to be laying her to rest or not. And we have it's a great in studio working relationship. It's just it's very up and energy, and
It sounds like it.
Pilson's on 14 all the time, and it's like I'm surprised we get anything done, because it's just that's the atmosphere. It's just bam 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 bam, and it's just and then we go off on a tangent, and I'm going, shit, we better get back to work. We don't have a foreman standing at the door going, okay, boys, the break time is over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but
something pretty cool that I saw with this album is also that your son does backing vocals.
Yes, my son Casey, great guitar player also. And when we recorded Shake the World, he goes, hey, Dad, you think I could sing some backgrounds, hang in the studio? He loves hanging in the studio anyway, because he's like me. He just loves the whole vibe, cables and stuff all over the place, And so I said to Jeff, I said, hey, Casey wants to throw down some BVs. And he goes, absolutely. So Casey comes out, and Jeff goes, I got a couple of parts you could sing. So Casey does it, and he goes, you're singing it all, dude. Yeah. So he kept him, and he goes, he's definitely doing the next record. So he's on the new record as well, and it's a blast working with him. And when I actually get into recording my solo very soon, he'll do backups with me on my solo, and he's actually going to play rhythm guitars on a bunch of tracks as well.
So it looks like he's following Dad's footsteps.
Not especially, I guess he thinks sometimes that because I've been doing what I've been doing for as long as I've been doing it, that it's just an open door. It's easy to walk in, and there's a band for you, and it's unfortunately not like that. It's just not that easy. It just isn't. And he's been struggling for a long time trying to find other 23-year-olds who play like he does, things like he does, likes the style that he does.
Right.
And he hasn't struck out too much. People will come in and then they're like flakes, and he goes,
right.
And he listens to a very broad spectrum of music, and he's good, and he knows what he likes, and I said, stick to it. It'll show up when you least expect it. You just have to be ready to go when it does. And a lot of times, it'll show up and you go, dude, if this was last week or next year, so you have to know. So he doesn't spend too much time going, shame. He just does it, but he's very excited about getting in on the solo record, because I'll feature him more than on the Black Swan stuff. I want to do just a 2-part so that it's just me and him. And he's good. He's very good. I know he's my son, but he's very good. He's got a great ear, got great pitch, and he can break glass when he gets up there. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah, he's very good. Yeah.
Could you imagine being in his shoes, trying to break into the music business in this day and age, the way it is?
And that's what he's feeling. That's exactly my point. He's going, oh my God, Dad. He said most of these other guys are just into this god awful crap that I just can't. He said I could go along for the ride, but my heart wouldn't be there. And I went, don't waste your time doing stuff you have no feeling for, And it's a tough one, because it's flavor of the week, unfortunately.
Right.
There's not much substance to it. Some of it's great. I mean, there's a lot of new bands got that sort of 70s feel going on, and they're pretty nailing it. And there's some really good ones, and that's good to see, because there needs to be a new phase. There just has to be. It's good for the music business. It just is. But there's a lot of crap too. But we don't listen to the crap.
No. So you guys actually released the second video and single last week, Eagles Fly.
Last Thursday, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
They didn't do that for me, by the way, just so.
You had no say in it, right?
No, I had no say. No, they went, hey, "You're Irish, right? St. Patrick's Day." And I went, "Put it out." Yeah.
Now, whose house is that you guys recorded both videos at?
Oh, it is a nearest damn it abandoned ruin.
Okay.
Obviously, somebody owns it, and he. I think it usually goes out for kind of murder mysteries because it's really got that sort of a vibe to it. And the concept of the video, of course, when the director came to me and he goes, "So, dude, what the hell are you singing about?" And I went, "It's really H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Basically, that's what the song is about. Lights are flashing across the sky, you know, laser beams, killing machines." And I was a huge Jeff Lynne from ELO. When he wrote and released War of the Worlds with David Essex and Phil Lynott and Justin Hayward and Richard Burton was the narrator. And I just loved that whole record. And when Reb and Jeff sent me the music, there was just something on that intro that I went, I can hear that sound that the aliens made. And of course, I'm talking to Reb and he's going, "No, I didn't." You told me that about Immortal Souls from the first record, and I didn't hear it then either. I went, but it's important that I heard it.
Exactly.
And so that was my launch pad, and I just took it and I ran because I'm very familiar with War of the Worlds in all its different, you know, releases, and I started to conjure up my lyrics around War of the Worlds. Spoke to the director, and he goes, "I have the perfect house. It's abandoned. It's disheveled. It's no water in the pool, and I got these two young actor kids that I'll intermingle with the script and make it look like it's their last hurrah as they're hiding out, trying to get away from the aliens,
right,
and the red dust, and that's how it came about. And then he sort of used that also for Generation Mind because it's, you know, it's got that sort of futuristic thinking to it and more of a radical thinking for the different generation. And he goes, I'm going to use it in both. And I think for April 8th, when the album drops, I think Miracle will be the single.
Okay.
And what he's going to do is he did a behind the scenes making of both first and second videos.
Oh, cool.
So that's what you'll see, and it's very interesting, like a little story, and it features the band, and it's obviously, but in a more casual and behind the scenes fashion. So it's very cool. It's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
clever.
April 8th, and there's a beautiful gatefold, crystal finish vinyl.
Oh, nice.
And there's also a cassette.
Ooh,
right?
You went there.
Who has a cassette player? Actually, and as a result, I've told a few people I went into my garage and it's difficult to get into my garage. So I dug around and I found two perfectly workable Sony Walkmans. Put new batteries in, and man, they are just rocking. All you need is the pencil to roll that tape back. And they work great. They work great, and I'm going, oh my God, this is great. This is great because, you know, people are, my son Casey especially loves to collect vinyl, and this will be something else. You know, people will be digging for the cassettes now, and I'm going,
yeah.
You know, it's just something. It's really cool. Cool.
I'm at this point. I'm predicting by 2024, 8 tracks are coming back.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, you know, one of my younger brothers used to have an 8-track, and he was into country music, and boy, he had wall to wall 8 tracks.
Really?
They take up a lot of room. That's the problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there wouldn't be enough room in my garage for that. I can barely get my car out.
But you don't need the pencil for those.
But plenty of room for pencils. They don't take that.
Oh, it's too funny. Now, have you guys gotten to play a live show yet?
Sadly, no. No, in fact,
will there ever be one?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm going to say yes. Yes, if everybody's in the same place at the same time. I think we agreed when we were shooting the videos that like a Monsters of Rock festival or festival of that sort would be a perfect launching pad for us, because everybody in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
It would be a perfect launching pad for us. And then maybe the promoter will go, you guys should tour. And Whitesnake needs to be doing nothing, Winger needs to be doing nothing, and Foreigner needs to be doing nothing, and Ace really needs to be doing nothing. And so when that happens, we will do something. We'll do something. But the festival would be the way to go, and you can't just suddenly go, I'm doing a festival, because that takes planning and advertising and yada, 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 yada. But that would be great. That I would really like. Who knows? Maybe we should open for Whitesnake or
There you go.
The boys do double duty. I'm not sure the boys would like to do double duty.
Well, hey, the both albums are amazing,
and
Serafino's right. Like I said the same exact thing with Generation Mine, the single. Like if this came out, 1989, 1990,
it's pretty catchy.
It's amazing. You guys would be driving brand new Ferraris.
It's pretty catchy, yeah. But I don't have a Fiesta. My son does, and it's red.
It's the fault that counts, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, but I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Thank you.
So, will there be a third one at some point? Do you think?
The third one will come out on April 8th with the drop date of the actual album, and that will be Miracle, I believe, off the album. I don't know where that's positioned. It might be the last track or something. Where is it? You're looking at the set list. Where's the running order? I'm not sure where it is.
I'm not sure either. I don't have it up.
That will be the next. I believe that's the next single and video, of course. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Well, Robin, this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad we got it together.
We did it.
You did it.
You did it. I was late. You did it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Where's the best place for everybody to go to find out more about you, to keep up to date with you and everybody else?
You can catch me on Robin McAuley official Facebook page. You can get me on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Same name. I don't come up with any pseudonyms. And of course, for the Black Swan, you can find us on Frontiers Music SRL, and there's a link on there. Or you can see the Facebook official pages. There's a link on there that will take you right up to the order box. Nice. If you want to buy the single, the CD, the vinyl, the cassette, or T-shirt.
Nice.
And that would be awesome. And if you don't, give it a listen anyway. Give it a thumbs up, share it, like it, play it loud, and hit repeat.
There you go. Love it. Robin, thanks so much for doing this. And
I appreciate it, babe. Thank you so much. You have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.